What's up, fellow gamers? It's K-Wing here, the Wii Live Game Reviewer, bringing you review number 52 of Harvest Moon for the Super Nintendo, also available on the Wii Virtual Console. Let's go into the story of this game, shall we? This story is all about family, really. You're a young boy who your age isn't really specified, but you leave your father and mother to go and basically become a man. So they've given you your grandfather's old farm, but the farm's kind of run down and it's basically not really doing anything. So you want to go and fix the farm up, start farming, look for a wife, and make your parents basically proud of you. And that's the whole story of this game. And there's a lot of depth and story to Harvest Moon, which is just wonderful. It's a great little fantasy RPG type world, which is just a lot of fun. Alright, time for the concept for this game. Alrighty then, your first opening concept is of course to name your farmer. For the purpose of this review, you can see that I named him Link from The Legend of Zelda because, let's face it, I'm just a huge Zelda nerd. Anyway, after you're naming your character, it's time to head into town and of course to meet the locals. So this is also the first time that you can actually meet a potential wife too, since there are a couple young ladies that you can actually do quests for the heart and actually fall in love with and marry one of them. So now it's time to head back to your farm and to get to farming the next morning. Farming is what makes this RPG type game unique, from buying seeds, planting seeds, watering, and harvesting the crops, which can be both fun, hard, and addicting too. Speaking of addicting, this is the most boring, longest, addicting video game I've ever played in my entire life. I mean, this game came out on the Virtual Console back in February, and it took me this long to record footage and show you how far I was in the game. Oh yeah, you can also get chickens and cows, but they're a pain to maintain. You can also extend your house up to 2 times, which is actually pretty cool, but you'll have to have the moolah. Because if you don't have the money, let's face it, you can't upgrade your house, and upgrading your house is crucial in order to get married. Most of the time, too, you'll end up staying out all night to finish your work, whether it's watering or actually picking your crops and putting them in the box. However, remember, your stamina doesn't stay very high for long, so you have to take care of your character. And eventually, you can actually get married. Yeah, that's right. In this game, you can actually get married. However, this isn't an easy task by any means. You have to do a series of tasks in order to win the lucky lady's heart. For the purpose of this review, I decided to go after Eve because, let's face it, she looks a lot like my wife, with the exception that, of course, she drinks, because my wife doesn't drink. Anyway, you have to do a series of tasks by giving her gifts, dancing with her at parties and festivals, hot tubbing with her in the winter, which to me just sounds like a very bad idea. You have to be very brave to do that. Eating her cooking, which is a brave task in itself. And in Eve's case, you have to save her grandfather. And once you save her grandfather, her hearts will actually get higher. Once you get 5 or 6 hearts, then you can finally propose to the girl that you want to marry. However, married life isn't all wine and roses either. It actually adds a whole difficulty level to the game because you have to be home by 5 o'clock, otherwise you'll be in big trouble. And is giving gifts over when you're married? No. Controls for this game. Now, the controls and the gameplay in this game are absolutely great. In order to move your character, all you do is move the command cross in the direction you want to go. Running is simply to hold down the B button, which is a godsend because he walks so slow. Picking up objects is simply done with the A button. Your X button is actually used to cycle through objects and tools such as seeds, axes, stuff like that. But the Y button is your button that is kind of your main action in this game, where you use it to actually chop wheat and hoe the fields and stuff like that, chop wood. There are a lot of different uses that the Y button acts. It's definitely your action button, from watering things to even giving Eve gifts, or any girl gifts, is done with the Y button. Because if you just hit the A button, you'll probably throw it, and that wouldn't be too good for you anyway. Yet you can also like milk and stuff like that. Everything's done with the Y button, and the B button is what makes this game great because running is crucial. Alright, time for the design of this game. Now, I actually happen to like the design for this game. Even though the game was made in 1997, it's still not too shabby. I like how all the different seasons and stuff are well made, and it makes you feel like you're in a different, season, like spring or summer. My favorite is probably, I like the rain effects a lot. Although it doesn't really rain in the fall, it only really rains in spring or summertime. But I like the rain effects. Fall is probably my favorite season in the game because that's where you can see the most detail of this game. You can see all the different leaves changing and stuff like that, and it's just really cool. For a Super Nintendo game, I just like it a lot. You can even see the difference with fall in the town and stuff like that. Now, winter is another really well-designed level, especially the fact that the actual footprints stay the entire time you're actually in an area. The snow effect looks okay, but they could do better. I mean, Chrono Trigger was 1995, and the snow effect in that game was way, way, way better than this. Time for the history of this game. Another case of SNES censorship. The drinks Eve gives you in Japan, they're actually alcohol, but in the United States, they're berries, yet you still become intoxicated. Now, the church is actually based after Christianity. You can see the cross. However, it's more of Shintoism because you worship both the goddess of harvest and the goddess of business. So that's kind of weird. This guy, I can't pronounce his name. I don't know if it's Wada or Iwata, but he is the father of Harvest Moon. He created the RPG style that you have in the Harvest Moon series. There are over 20 Harvest Moon games. My favorite is Harvest Moon Wonderful Life. It's on the GameCube. That'll be a co-op review with my wife in April 2008. Again, tons of Harvest Moon games. Harvest Moon is coming to the Wii. Right now, Harvest Moon SNES is on the Virtual Console, 800 Wii points. Download it. Bad aspect of this game. No matter where you are in the game, you still have to talk to everybody in order to progress. It doesn't matter if it's the beginning of the game, or it's a festival or the parties, you always have to do that. Taking care of the chickens is a pain. You miss to feed them, no eggs for 4 days. The golden hoe is just crap. You can only milk the cows once in this game. Horses can't ride into town, and selling animals doesn't work. Half the time they always got eaten when I left them outside where he told me to leave them. Also, the snowing effect just doesn't look very good at all. Time for the good aspect of this game. I'm going to sound like I'm repeating myself, but again, Harvest Moon is one of the most boring, longest, hardest, fun, addicting games I've played in years. I downloaded this game back in February, and it's taken me almost a month to showcase how far I was, and I'm not even through 2 years in the game yet. I mean, my character just got married, and I think I'm in the first couple weeks of spring, but I love this game. This game is so much fun to play. It's very long, and if you want an addicting game to play for the Virtual Console, then this game is absolutely it. The getting married element is really cool. This game gets an 8 out of 10. My next review is, of course, Super Smash Bros. Brawl. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Smash Bros. Brawl will be next Friday, March 14th, 2008, and that will be a stellar review. This is Nightwing saying, God bless and happy gaming. Thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe. Later, gamers.